Hello, everybody. Hello. It is Thursday. Welcome to the program. Who's on first? I know I'm late. Who's there refreshing and trying to get on first? Jennifer is on first. She's got the magic touch. Hello, Jennifer. Hey, Dana. Hello, other Jennifer in Florida. Karen, Angela, Angie. How's Karen? Ellen's joining us at the top of the program, not catching the replay tonight. Hey, Ellen. Hey, Nancy. Michelle. Alexa. Kitty is with us tonight. Barb is with us. How's Orlando? Karen has been found. Edwin, good to have you with us. Ann in Virginia. Great to have you all with us this evening. Sorry I was running late. Hey, Julie Jankowitz. Barb, cheers. Joanne in Chicago. Kelly, New Mexico is in. Happy Friday Eve, Leanne. It is great to have you all with us. Sarah. It is a good Thursday night here tonight. The sun's staying out later. The world is getting there. Scott Harrison. Cheers, Scott. Am I on the big screen tonight, Scott? That's what the world really wants to know. You're making people jealous with the big screen. Hey, Adele. Good to have you with us. Is Dazzle up now? Is now that Dazzle hears me? Is Dazzle awake? I'm getting flipped over to the big screen now, Scott. That's great. Scott, you'll appreciate, I sent Cassandra the other day, I needed a Wi-Fi card picked up at Best Buy, and so I had her, she was out and about, and I had her do curbside pickup. She got to Best Buy, and they're like, well, is it big? Is it little? She's like, I don't know what I'm here to get. She's like, I was like, you're getting your big new 80-inch TV? She had no idea whether she had to open the back or what it was. And he's like, oh, this little thing's for you. Not a 90-inch TV or a 70-inch. Stormy, Iowa. Hello, Heather. The storms go sweeping across the plains. What are we all grateful for this Thursday night? Friday Eve. What are we all grateful for tonight? Tell me about it. Tell me what we're grateful for. That's great, Adele. I love it. Oh, I love Dazzle. Dazzle's great. Barb is opening tomorrow in Pennsylvania. That is awesome, Barb. So exciting. Woot woot. That is great news. Very excited to hear that. That is a good thing, Sarah, that your dog is third round of heartworm. Our dogs went to the underground groomer. They've gone off to Nana's room, so I don't have them here to show off. Another employee came back today, Karen. That's awesome. Alexa got her PPP approved, and they're funding it. Yeah, I think you're going to wake up probably within 2 days, Alexa. If not tomorrow, the day after. That's awesome, Scott, with sustained online sales. Oh, Julie, that's awesome getting to see a lifelong friend who dropped off today. Sarah's moving towards reopening. Nancy, yeah, getting out of the office is important. And the sunshine today was a great day to do it. I'm going to try to see if I can work in a walk into my day tomorrow. I was jealous when I talked to someone this afternoon, and they were out for a long stroll while they talked to me. And that was really great. So tomorrow it's supposed to be, what, 75 or something here? So we should be able to get out tomorrow, right? Actually, it's supposed to be a gorgeous weekend. Isn't it great, Karen, having some of your staff back? We're making such great progress, with some of the staff back, and we're continuing to make progress on getting people back employed. Even met my new employee. Let's call her Lauren today, which was great, absolutely terrific. Enjoyed that. You had rain today, Edwin. I didn't have any rain. I had sun. Where are you, Edwin? I thought we were in the same place. Maybe we're in a different place. I felt like I had sun all day, but the days just sort of blend together, you know? Is it today, tomorrow, yesterday? Those are the days of the week now. And that's okay. But it's great to hear what you're all grateful for, and I'm glad that there's so many blessings. Oh, rain tomorrow? I hadn't heard that. Oh, yeah, there's a passing shower, but it's supposed to be warmer. So that'll be nice. I was like, did I miss the rain today? Okay, let's see. We start at the top of the show, and I got great news from Michelle Renda today, so that was great to hear your update too, Michelle. 4 days in a row. Yuck, kitty. We start every day with our Good Morning, Good Night book, and today is no different. Watching our Good Morning, Good Night book. Today I opened up to a page that says, "You're so pretty, I can't look directly at you. You're an eclipse. Good morning." Wow, that is our good morning today. We'll have to see what our good night is later on. Crazy, crazy busy day, so I've got lots of stuff and not a lot of organization, so we'll see what order it comes out. I'm going to skip that one to come back to it, because I know what that one says. 3/4 of Kimco's top 50 tenants paid rent in April, which is keeping them in a good cash position. Kimco's operates more than 400 shopping centers, most of which are anchored by grocery stores. So really the fact that they had 75% of their top 50 tenants pay rent in April is not a huge surprise. But they are expecting, continued transformation. Simon Malls cancels their scheduled mall openings in New York. And that's not really a surprise. What it's really talking about is they run a major, calling it an outlet center. It's north of New York City, Woodbury Commons, and stuff, got on their early list of openings. So that was one of their major centers that got on the early list of openings, which has no chance due to its proximity to New York City of opening anytime soon. They are not in the thing, so they changed a couple of their New York things. But one of the things that's interesting with Simon, so, you talk about how things are shifting or what projects you're working on or where you're putting money into and everything, and this gets really interesting because as Simon has had to make changes in what they've gotten paid for rent and everything else, which we've talked about, one of the things that's interesting is they had, they have suspended or eliminated $1 billion in capital new projects and redevelopments that they had planned. Okay, gone. So that is taking it out of the pipeline in other areas. That's going to take it out of the construction pipeline. To keep people working, and it's going to take other redevelopment out. So that is an interesting stat to see in numbers there of how they're adapting and where money is coming from as we subsidize them not getting timely rent. FedEx has been strained by the coronavirus and caps how much retailers can ship from their stores. Okay, stores aren't, many store chains, and specifically one of the stores they mention, retailers, is Kohl's and about 24 other retailers. Okay, FedEx is capping how much they can ship out of individual stores, and it's because of the way they're prepared, the way they're set up and everything. It's not the same as when they pick up packages at a distribution center. Yes, it's a package, but it's not handled in the same manner. It's not loaded onto the trucks the same. It's an individual driver having to go in and get 100 packages from your individual Kohl's. Versus them all being ready and loaded on the back of a truck on a pallet or on a forklift. So it's a much different, and there's a much different cost involved with that. So they are putting limits on that, and I found that an interesting tidbit as they try to deal with stores being used as distribution centers. I liked this article. I may actually post this whole article tomorrow because it's a mindset, okay? And I'm not a micromanager by my nature. My most important thing I do is get out of the way, okay? You know, I think it's real important to have the right people on the bus, get them in the right seat on the bus, give them all the tools that they need to properly do their job, and then the most important thing as a great leader in your company you can do is get out of their way. And in the coronavirus era, this article talks about not micromanaging your small business in the coronavirus era. Lead like a gardener. So to nurture your teams as we go through this and as we build back up, to nurture and grow your teams from a leadership perspective. I thought that actually was a great analogy, and I may post that whole article tomorrow because I think that a lot of people can use those bits of wisdom. A survey says, and this is not a huge surprise, but that cleaning is the key to making consumers more likely to visit stores. And that's not entirely a big surprise, and it's actually a big part of the campaign that stores are waging, is how they're keeping you clean, how they're serving you as a customer as we move forward. What are you doing to serve people? And how are you keeping your areas clean and hitting your high touch points is a key to it. The National Retail Federation is actually working on a whole campaign and an advertising and marketing campaign to help states and retail as a whole market that Main Street is safe and Main Street is cleaning, and these are the things we're doing. And so cleaning is key to consumer confidence as in the short term as we move forward. So I found that not a surprise, but it was good to see that there was actual data to support it. Hang on a second here. Lots and lots of stuff going on here today. Amazon is opening up online grocery up to more customers. Okay, so the invite-only model that had been added a month ago is now largely gone, as more customers are able to take advantage of grocery ordering and staying at home. They're also converting a couple more stores to be dark stores that are only servicing online. So that is an interesting takeaway from that. But they're also getting their supply chain back up so that things are getting back more things are starting to come on their 2-day delivery or close to it. The one day that they had tried to go to is gone for the foreseeable future. They don't have any plans on that. McDonald's is investing. So we've talked about how you have to get out there. Now is not the time to stop your marketing. And a lot of you have started websites and doing different things. You've been pushed out of your comfort zone and doing lives. But marketing, now is the time to market more than ever, okay? And McDonald's is doing that for their restaurants, for their franchisee, and is investing an additional $200 million in the U.S. to do that. Hey, Michelle, it's okay. We still love you that you're here. I saw Rick joined us. And Paulette, great to have you with us, Paulette. I hope all is well with you. It is good to have you with us tonight. I know many of you catch it on the replay, and that's all good. We're all good with that. These retailers aren't paying rent amid COVID-19, and now they're being sued by the landlords. Who's right? Within the past week, landlords have filed lawsuits against two of the country's biggest retailers over missed rent payments. Gap and Ross stores have both have joined the growing roster of retailers, counting Nordstrom, H&M, and Burlington stores that have skipped out on their lease obligations as the coronavirus pandemic throws their balance sheets into disarray. The move has left commercial landlords with little options, leaving some to take legal action against their shuttered tenants in order to meet their own mortgage terms. So it's a cascading effect of what people are required to do. Because it also, many landlord, the other conflicting language in a lot of these leases, and many of your own commercial leases have minimum operating hours, okay? And minimum operating hours are sort of irrelevant of the legal term that you'd be under a government-mandated shutdown. So there's a lot of conflicting legal language and who's right and who's wrong. In Florida, Ross stores in one lease for just 3 stores that the chain owed $5.5 million in unpaid rent on 3 of its stores in the state of Florida. They didn't pay May 1st rent and advised that its non-payment of rent will continue. So, hey, Kristen, glad to have you here. You know, there's a lot being talked about, Kelly, but nothing firm or happening yet on that. I really wish they would adopt something like our friends in Canada on rent abatement, but I have gotten nothing on that yet. Hey, Laura, thanks for joining us. Cheers. Russell Levy joined us tonight. How are you? And Kristen, it's okay to be fashionably late. So, what else do I have in my pile here tonight? Revenge spending by the rich could drive the luxury recovery. Who doesn't like that? Okay? Revenge spending by the rich could drive the luxury recovery. A luxury rebound in China is fueling hopes of a rapid recovery for high-end brands. Yet analysts say the wealthy are likely to spend very differently in the post-pandemic world. We also know that analysts are usually wrong. Analysts expect consumers to shop more locally, buy accessories such as handbags, and forego travel. Well, buying handbags and foregoing travel works for this group here. That is for sure. Let me see. Hang on, I had a... Many of the biggest brands in China, including Louis, Hermès, Gucci, and Prada, and I almost think I said all those right, are seeing rapid bounce backs in sales as soon as stores reopen in China, according to Bain and Company. After a steep sudden drop in the first quarter, many top brands will end up positive for 2020. Have I not said that I thought that many resale stores could end out positive on the year, even after a dismal start? And here are guys in pictures in front of Tiffany talking about it. The idea behind revenge spending, so the definition is, the idea is that consumers were shopping starved during their quarantine and are overcompensating by splurging more than usual. And Michelle needs to overcompensate. And Ellen is just telling me, a news report from Ellen, the chicest person I know, that Chanel has just raised prices by around 17%. 17%! Okay, we got to grow our way out of this, and handbags are where it's going to be at, okay? It isn't the same level as before the crisis, but revenge spending is happening, and it is also happening in Europe. The people who are coming back into stores are spending. So, and that's an important thing, and it's actually on my tomorrow list to talk about average sale, because you have to compensate for reduced traffic, okay, but we have to get their average spend up. Okay, so there'll be opportunities here, people. There will be opportunities out of this, and opportunities to take it. Is anyone raising prices besides Chanel? You're going to have to look at that, Edwin. And it's something we're all going to have to look at as we grow our way out of this. Because pricing's going to be important, because don't be afraid, Michelle. Most people underprice. Okay, and I can't speak to your numbers because I haven't sat there with a Krispy Kreme donut in Virginia looking at your numbers. But many times I find there are areas in your business, okay, when I am looking at your market, that there are areas that you can raise and areas that you can lower, and ultimately make you more profitable, because it's about keeping more. And you have to keep in mind that in the short run, your costs are going up. All your costs are going up. Even the one of the restaurants that I work with, okay, is talking about just their costs of masks and gloves a week and how that is affecting their food prices. Okay, and it has to. Okay, there has to be that balance. That is correct, Dana. So there's often ability to raise those prices. And there is all this extra time involved. There has to be, okay? Your costs are not going down, they're going up. It's a balancing act, Scott. It is a balancing act, and it does matter, and I know you're very analytical with it. So I'm not worried about your environment as much, but it is something you have to watch, and you have to watch on sell-through. But we'll talk more about this, because I actually do have this on my list of things to bring up as far as topics we need to cover with Think. Nice, Suki. Raise those prices if you're getting it. Hey, Bonnie and Park, good to have you with us. I have an email from you that I have to return, but I haven't gotten to. Tomorrow I will be at my desk, and I will return your email, Bonnie, among many, many others. But I will get back to you. But yes, pricing is an art. Remember that it's not a set it and forget it. It has to be adjusted. It has to be looked at. And you have to look at how we grow out of this, how we become more profitable out of this. And that is a key level of importance. If you start now, you'll begin seeing results one day earlier than if you start tomorrow. there's a quote for you today. In further PPP guidance, not to get buried in the PPP, I know several people that got awarded their PPPs today, and I'm very excited for you. For people that have paid, big companies, the date is, again, anybody that wants to give their PPP money back, the date has then been extended again from May 14th to May 18th. And quite honestly, it'll get back from there to, it's all about safe harbors, but there's still PPP money out there. If you haven't gotten your PPP money yet, there's, in excess of $100 billion still waiting to be claimed. And this is part of the problem that Congress is grappling with right now as they work on new legislation. Okay? Congress is working on new legislation. Part of their problem in deciding what that legislation should be is data. And they don't really have enough data on all the money they've pumped out. You've pumped out trillions of dollars. They've sprayed it all over the economy. And they don't really know what's working and what isn't. And honestly, they don't have time to figure it out. We can't wait till September or October for the next bill, and then it'll really be buried in politics, okay? It's already, the politics is already ramping up to nth degree. My mother's passed, I don't even know how many years now, several years, and I still have her email account active. But, the political emails into that of just junk fundraising and it's both sides. It's playing both sides of the street because my father and her shared an email but didn't share political views. So my mother's email gets both sides of the street there, is greatly intensifying. So the partisanship is really heating up. And we need to get a couple of bills done before we get into the fall election cycle. So I am hopeful that we get out of the way. And keep in mind, none of these bills are perfect. Fast legislation is never perfect. Long legislation is rarely perfect. Okay, no legislation is. So there are unintended consequences of all of it. It is not perfect. There is fraud. And that's actually one of the news reports today talked about unemployment fraud. And with unemployment fraud and what's happening on that side of things is states are creating new web portals, okay, to make it easier for employees to report employees who they've asked back to work and are not coming back to work. I talked to you last night. When I talked to you last night, I told you I had all the certified forms getting ready to send that out, and I was giving all my people one last chance. I met with my managers, and they were to tell their people, I need a date by this date. Before this date, they have to be on the schedule. And they talked to all their people, and I think we have dates for all but 2 people of my entire staff as of this morning. So I was pleasantly surprised by that, and they're expecting by tomorrow to have dates, I think, for the final 2. So I have this stack of certified mail forms, and I'm not going to get to send out any letters. That's good, right? That was good, right? Although I was hoping a couple of them wouldn't come back. That's a story for another day. Did I mention I met Lauren today, my new employee? She's great. I think it's the approach. I think it's the environment you create that is part of that. It is great. I was very encouraged by that. And I was asked, one person. So I think there's 3 people because one person has some real special. Yes, I can help them find their passion elsewhere, and that's okay. They don't have to be on my bus. Part of my job is to help people grow, okay? And even if they grow without us, grow beyond us, or aren't for us, it's my job to help them find another bus, and that's okay, even if they don't realize it at the time. Okay, that's okay. I'm very comfortable in that role, and that's my responsibility to the company. Okay, because I have this ultimate responsibility to the company, because if I wasn't doing my job, the company should fire me. Me! Could you imagine that? Me? The peanut gallery firing me? But they can. Okay, and they should if I wasn't doing my job and doing my responsibility to the company. So that isn't about Neil. It's not about Neil's ego. It's not about Neil wanting to do something. That's why, it's hard. I'm not saying that's easy. If it was easy, anybody could do this. Anybody could have a store. Anybody could just have an open sign. Anybody could have a business. I was interviewed today in one of the interviews that I was interviewed in, and we talked about that. And the passion for business and what keeps people going and not dropping out even in just normal times. Okay, but these are extraordinary times. You really got to step it up. You got to love it. You got to, I've talked about it before. It takes a special kind of crazy person to borrow money, to charge up their credit cards and open up a business, okay, and put your name out there. It takes an extraordinary person to say, yeah, we got hit with a pandemic, but we're going to get to the other side of this. Edwin, in the Republic Congo of Massachusetts, they might, but Massachusetts is running out of money, so they might not. That's between them and unemployment. Ultimately, you have to know right now, Edwin, that the states are going to be going after unemployment claims aggressively, and that's going to litigate out. Ultimately, know that these claims during the pandemic aren't getting charged against you and your company, so it's not going to matter as much in the whole scheme of things, except for right and wrong. That is, you still offered them a job, and that's the real key. The biggest explainer on the out is them actually having COVID, especially for a company with under 50 employees. So, don't lose sleep over it. Just be doing the right thing. None of this is worth. It irks me. I get it, Edwin. I totally get how that irks you. But know that you did the right thing. Know that you're doing the right thing, and that's what matters. The rest of it doesn't matter. When somebody else chooses to commit fraud, when somebody else chooses to defraud the state, that isn't on you. You did the right thing. Ultimately, even in Massachusetts, most states, has part of the unemployment application, when you certify each week that you are allowed to still be collecting unemployment, that you didn't have work available to you, okay, is under penalties of fraud. And in the state of Massachusetts and in most other states, the state can garnish your wages, garnish future wages, okay, that you earn working, okay, to repay unemployment. And that will be happening in the years to come. It's not all going to sort itself out right now, but it will happen in the years to come. And keep in mind, with today's jobs unemployment report bringing the official total to around 36 million, which the real total is well over 40 million, there are people that want a job. In fact, I hired Lauren, a new person. Michelle said she hired somebody. There are people. I just caught that data. Oh, I gotta come down there, Dana, and see about that. It's okay. We're gonna get to the other side of this. We're gonna get to the other side. We're one day closer to the end of this. One day closer to returning back to normal. It is okay. We are going to get there. We're going to get it there together. We are stronger together. We are resale strong. Resale strong. And I am here every night, live at 8-ish lately. I've been a little late. But 8 o'clock Eastern, every night, I am live in the Nards private Facebook group, bringing you the latest and greatest information I have. All these videos get reposted to the YouTube channel. You're not alone running this store the next day at noon. And all the resources, everything I talk about are available to everyone. Share them with all your friends, neighbors, anyone who wants to be in business or is in business or is feeling discouraged about business. They are available to the world at narts.org/resalestrong. narts.org/resalestrong. Every night, we start with the Good Morning, Good Night book. The Good Morning, Good Night book. Tonight, for those of you that were not here at the top of the program, our good morning tonight was, "You're so pretty, I can't look directly at you. You're an eclipse." Good morning. Our good night tonight is, "The sun is gone, but you remain undimmed and glorious." Good night. Again, my name is Neil Abramson. I am here every night live at 8 o'clock Eastern. I spend all day taking your specific calls and questions. You email them to me at Neil, N-E-I-L, at ECIstores.com, N-E-I-L at ECIstores.com. I know I had a ton come in today, but I will start working on them tomorrow for you. I will get back to people. I'm not alone being tardy to Neil's Live. Oh, that's great, Scott. I love you on the big screen. I'm going to have to get a big screen. I'm feeling lost. I am happy to be here for you again. That is Neil, N-E-I-L, at ECIstores.com. And it's important to know that you, but most especially you, are not alone running this store. I'll be back here tomorrow night at 8. It's time for dinner. Good night, everybody.